All right, 1101. We are here at the second quarter of our semester. So we had our first 8 weeks or so devoted to narrative, descriptive, argument and persuasion, and MLA research. The second half of the term, by the way, check your updated syllabus. You will see weeks 9 through 16 outlined there. The second half of the term, we are going to look at other modes of discourse. We're going to look at classification, comparison and contrast, cause and effect, and definition. Okay. The difference, though, with this half of the term, we're going to do exercises in SCC, and we're going to read some selections from our reader like we did in the first half. However, we are just going to do the exercises, and we'll have some discussion forums, etc. on the reader selections like we did in the first half. But we're not writing any new essays. That's the important thing to take away from this second half. What we are doing essay-wise, though, those 4 essays that we wrote in the first half of the term, we're going to get, well, not just an opportunity, this is mandatory. You have to do a revised version of your narrative, of your descriptive, of your persuasive argumentative, of your MLA research persuasive and argumentative. Okay? So interspersed throughout the term, and you'll look at the syllabus. This isn't something we're doing this week. This will be next week. Your first revision on your narrative will be due. So maybe this week, go back and look at your score and look at my comments on your paper, and you're going to use those things to improve upon your first submission. This will count as a homework assignment. When you submit the revised draft for me, submitting it and having revised based on the comments that I've provided is going to, or on your rubric score, is going to count as a homework assignment. So you get 100 if you turn in your revised version. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the new, what should be the new and improved version, your revised version. I'm going to take that score and average it with your first attempt on that essay, okay? And then that is going to be your true score, okay? You have to revise, no matter what grade you got, even if you got like a 98, okay? And you might not know, and some others of us, even if you get a lower score, you might wonder, hey, give me a little more specific information as to why I got the grade that I got, and some of you have done that throughout the term, and I'm happy to consult with you about that. I will give you a detailed breakdown. Just come to me and say, hey, I want to revise this thing, but I'm not quite sure. You gave me some comments. I have the rubric score. I can maybe kind of infer what I need to do based on the score and the comments, but give me a little more detailed guidance here with what I need to do specifically. I'll be happy to do that, okay? You're going to get some credit back on your revised version, and then, again, presumably what should be a better version than your first one. That better score will be averaged in with your previous score, and that will be your ultimate grade for that essay, okay? So that's going to be next week. Next week we're going to get into, I think I have classification as our mode of discourse to look at in SCC and our reader next week. Just taking a quick look here. Pull up our syllabus real quick. Just hang tight. Let's see. Get down to the student guide here. And yes, so next week is going to be classification. So we have classification, definition, comparison and contrast, and cause and effect as our remaining modes of discourse in SCC and our reader. So next week, you guys are going to be doing our exercises devoted to classification, and your revised narrative is due next week. So what about this week? Well, you're just coming off of that research essay. Those will be returned in 2 weeks. This week, as we've had at the end of every mode of discourse, we've had the paper, and then we've had a journal that comes after the paper, okay? So this week, all you have to do is the journal assignment. The journal assignment, it asks you to kind of reflect on MLA format as a style. What is it about MLA that, and you'll read the instructions in our journal folder, that's where the journal is. The journal kind of asks you to interrogate sort of the virtues of MLA. Why is it a good style? Why is it conducive to incorporating research in an essay? So you think about the particulars with MLA, the parenthetical and text citations, having a works cited page. Why are all these things useful and purposeful in the way that MLA guides us to do it? Okay. So that is your assignment for this week, a journal assignment. Okay. Next week, as you see in the syllabus here, it is item number 5, weeks 9 through 10. This is week 9, but we have our journal. Now, next week, week 10, is going to be your first revision on your narrative. So this week might be a good time to go look at that original narrative score and maybe come up with a list of things you might want to ask me. Maybe I could give you some pointers, or maybe the comments and the rubric grade are self-explanatory enough for you. Whatever the case may be, give it a look, because next week, by the end of next week, you're going to have to revise it, okay? So this week, again, journal on MLA. You'll see the specifics in our Blackboard page. And then we are going to get into our revision of our first essay next week, and we'll also look at classification as our next mode of discourse in SEC and our reader. Okay? So, I think that is it, folks. Let me know if you need any help or encouragement or guidance or whatever I can do. I'm happy to do it for you, and I'll be checking in with you all throughout this week as well. All right, folks, here is to a auspicious beginning of our second quarter. I will check in with you guys next week with another video and announcement. Have a good one, folks. Bye-bye.